Welcome to the Be It Till You See It podcast, where we talk about taking messy action, knowing that perfect is boring. I'm Lesley Logan, Pilates instructor and fitness business coach. I've trained thousands of people around the world, and the number one thing I see stopping people from achieving anything is self-doubt. My friends, action brings clarity, and it's the antidote to fear. Each week, my guests will bring bold, executable, intrinsic, and targeted steps that you can use to put yourself first and be it till you see it. It's a practice, not a perfect. Let's get started. Welcome back to the Be It Till You See It interview recap, where my co-host in life, Brad, and I are going to dig into the brainy convo I had with Dr. Philippe Douyon.
What convo is that? What kind of convo is that?
It's a brainy.
It's a brainy convo.
It's a brainy convo. I had to fight for that word, everyone. Brad wanted to call it a neurological convo. So you can tell us your vote on Instagram. We're going to poll the audience. I want to know. I want to know.
Is this a scientific convo or a brainy convo?
It's a brainy combo I had with Dr. Philippe Douyon in our last episode. If you haven't yet listened to that episode, go listen to it. Just go listen to it. He's so freaking smart.
It was a great conversation.
He's so smart and also very freeing. I can't wait for us to talk about it later on, but one of the things he says is going to make you realize oh, that's why it's so freaking difficult. So I just...
Very relatable too. His personal story was very shocking, and also I felt sad for him, he's got some crazy things that he's personally dealing with that makes him even more relatable.
Yeah, but he also isn't letting it stop him. Dude has a podcast.
Not letting him stop him. He travels.
He has a course.
He teaches.
I don't.
Fascinating.
I didn't know that you could be a doctor and do all of those things at the same time. So
we just decided to bring that part of the combo right up to the top.
Yeah. Well,
but before we get started,
I have to say I am so excited. In just a couple of days, if you're listening to this live, in just a couple of days, the Full Body in 15 program kicks off again. This is our program where literally we take anybody who's been Pi curious, that's Pilates curious, to been doing it for a long time, but needs help getting more consistent and also understanding Pilates in your body. A lot of people are like, is it for me? How do I know if I'm doing it right? And so in this program, not only do I teach you how to do a full body workout in 15 minutes, I also teach you how to do the exercises correctly so that you can do class with me online and know you're doing it correctly, or you can do classes. You could just do your own workout just out at the park. You don't, of course I secretly want you, not even secretly, I really do want you to be on OPC, but I also more importantly want more bodies doing Pilates. And so in this workout, you're going to learn how to do it. Yeah.
So it's great. The Full Body 15 is great for any of your friends or family who can't touch their toes. Right. So if what I mean by that, I'm thinking particularly of two of my friends. One of them is a boxer and the other does CrossFit. And neither of them can touch their toes. And they always say, I'm so strong, but I'm not flexible. Right. And they know that this is perfect for people in that place because Lesley's philosophy, our philosophy is it's Pilates and your other thing, right? So they can still do what they're doing, whatever that might be, and incorporate a 15-minute Pilates workout into their day, and it will actually help them with that flexibility.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so it's super fun. Hello, my CrossFitters. I want you in. I also just know that when you do Pilates consistently, it makes everything you do better. So join us. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I promise you the workout is only 15 minutes.
Yeah, check out the link below in the show notes and join us for free for the Full Body 15. It is starting in 3 days.
Yeah. All right. So we have an audience question. I love these questions, you all. So you can send your questions in either via email, I'm sure, but also you can send them to the Be It Pod on Instagram and we will answer them here.
Yeah, I particularly love this question because you can't stop me from talking about coffee and my love of coffee. We did have a question way back in the beginning on how do you make your coffee or what your morning routine is or whatever. And we talked a lot about the French press or whatnot. Anyway, this one is, what is your favorite coffee?
So this is where it gets a little tricky because it kind of depends on where we are.
Yeah, it does depend where we are.
Yeah.
So this is really funny. As you know, we drive around the country, and what I've been doing is I've been favoriting coffee shops all around the country as we drive, and we're like, oh, we're coming back to this one.
Yeah, so we know, I mean, today I was talking to somebody about a coffee shop we went to in Birmingham that we loved. Do you remember that coffee shop in Birmingham? It was like, we drove this really road. The houses were like...
It was between 6 churches, I think.
Yes, 6 churches. And there was this coffee shop, and it totally stood out like a sore thumb because I was like, I don't think this is where the church people are coming to get coffee. Had all these like interesting books and stuff. It was great.
It was really cute.
Anyways, Brad favorited it. No, I don't know the name. I just know that it's in Birmingham, between 6 churches. I'm sure that doesn't narrow it down very much. So, okay, if we are in Las Vegas and we are brewing our coffee at home, it is between a Joshua Tree or Vesta's Goddess Blend.
Yeah, so Joshua Tree Coffee Company, which is down on, just north of Joshua Tree National Park in Joshua Tree.
Yeah, it's on like the main highway.
Yeah, which I can't remember now.
111,
29?
No. No, that's 29 Palms. No,
it's next to Yucca Valley. It's next to...
You literally can't miss it. It's the main road to Joshua Tree. Like, you make a right and you get into Joshua Tree, and it's on the left-hand side.
Yep.
So that's where it is. So that's Joshua Tree. You can actually order it online, and no, they don't sponsor us. Vesta.
They should, though, because we drink a lot of their coffee.
We get whenever I go, we get the biggest bag, and I'm like,
it's 5 pounds. We'll get a 5-pound bag of beans.
2 of those. So then Vesta's Goddess Blend I really do love, and I
So what's that one?
The Goddess Blend?
No, the company.
Vesta.
So and they are local here in Vegas.
And they're our neighbors too.
Yes.
Yeah, and actually it's their coffee shop that made us want to move here.
Yes.
And so
when we first drove through Vegas, we stopped at their coffee shop, and I was like, I could work out of this coffee shop.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And then the COVID happened and no one's working at any coffee shop, but we moved here anyways. But
the COVID.
Okay, now we're gonna start some drama in town because on Saturday mornings we always go to Vesta, and then during the week if I'm like, I really want a latte, I'll order Vesta on Postmates. But if we want to go work at a coffee shop, we go to Bungalow.
We do.
And so, okay, if you are in Vegas, this is what you have to do.
Bungalow is a bigger space. It's got these super tall ceilings. It's a pretty chill vibe. You can post up there and work. They get lots of sunlight.
They have this like neon sign that says "Big Sip Energy," and I just fucking love that. So here's what you have to do. You need to go to Vesta and get the cardamom latte. Then you have to go to Bungalow and get the rosemary latte. And then you have to say, which one do you like more? And I'm going to be honest.
There is a third. There's like 10 little coffee shops here too, right? There's Makers and Finders.
Which also was a place that we fell in love when we moved here. And during the pandemic, I would order
the lavender.
But I would order those jugs of coffee that they get for office meetings.
Yeah.
I would order the gallon of cold brew for lavender. They would send us a cup of lavender syrup, an entire thing of oat milk, and they would all get delivered, and we would drink it all week long.
Yes.
So lavender latte at Makers and Finders. They're all within 3 blocks. Have fun. So that's what we like to drink here in Las Vegas.
For sure, you can order Vesta online as well if you're interested in giving them a try.
Yeah. And then as far as like what kind of coffee do I like? So typically we do French press, and I do steamed oat milk, like it froths, thanks to Kareem's husband for giving me his frother, his extra one. And then I put chocolate collagen in it. Brad has since switched to some vanilla collagen in it. You got to get all the protein you want, like my loves. You got to get in as much as you can. And then, but lately I've been wanting to get what do you call it?
I have no idea what that means.
I want to get an espresso machine and make a latte.
That's what means?
Yeah, I used to work at a coffee shop. That's my first job. And
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
What?
Oh, yeah. For 2 years, I worked at a coffee shop.
What? How did I not know this?
Oh, yeah. No, I worked there.
What were you, like 15?
Yeah, I started as soon as you can get a work permit.
Yeah, I think my first job was 15.
You put the thing in, tap, 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 and then it pours, and the frothing, and then you gotta clean the frother. Anyways,
double spout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Otherwise, you just lose a shot. You can't just pick one. So, anyways, I think I want one of those machines. Let me know what your favorite one is. Okay, what's your favorite coffee, babe? Anything? Did I miss one?
No. I usually, if I'm out and about, I usually just get an Americano with soy. which is funny.
Unless I'm ordering for him, then I
soy's
get it.
not really even something I drink ever, but in a coffee, I like the taste of it. I don't really like it with the almond milk as much, but I will do almond milk. I have started to embrace the oat milk a little more. It is a little creamier, and I do enjoy that. So
it really froths more than almond milk does.
Oh, well, the frothing machine you have is dope. So that thing whips it up really nice. And almond milk and coconut milk and the other milks don't froth nearly as well as oat milk.
Ever since I've been on an oat milk kick, whenever, like literally, we stopped at our favorite coffee shop on the way home from Joshua Tree or Palm Springs or something like that. And he's like, do you want to get some Joshua Tree? And I was like, okay. So I go up there. I'm like, do you have oat milk? And they said no. And I was like, thanks. And I left because it's not good with almond. And I'm not going to give $5 away and hate the coffee. I'm not going to put myself in a position to not be happy. So I just was like, thanks so much. And we found a different coffee shop that had oat milk. And I was happy.
Funny. All right. Let's talk about Dr. Philippe Douyon. As a man who knew there was more than a failed kidneys in his life, Dr. Philippe Douyon chased his dreams to get through medical school and his own patient journey in a different way. He is a testament to the power we give our minds, and he has the science to back it up. As a neurologist and certified epilepsy specialist, Dr. Philippe founded the Inley Brain Fit Institute, where he helps people transform their health.
Okay, so he's just like kicking ass in life. And what did you do today? Nothing.
Yeah. Well, it's like we said at the very beginning, right out of the gate, he's being challenged as a teen with kidney disease. And he talked about his dad generously giving him his kidney.
Yeah.
But then now he's in his 40s. He's a dad. He's like, a doctor, all the things. He still is dealing with things like what's the dialysis. So he's been going through dialysis, and it's been crazy to listen to him talk about his experience is pretty. It sounds not that fun. I'm not gonna lie.
But also, I feel like, our friend Amy Ledeen, she is battling cancer again, and she is finding people who have had cancer longer than what her diagnosis is, and asking them, how long did they say you had? What is it?
Yep.
She's looking for evidence of people who are outliving what their diagnosis is, and that leads me into my favorite point, which is you are more than your diagnosis. So I think I say this because I really like to take this. A lot of people I have migraines, and that stops them from signing up for things, because what if they have a migraine? And he was talking about his client, or his patient, who he was able to get from having any seizures for a long time. And he's like, okay, well, what have you been doing?
Epilepsy patient.
Yeah. And he's like, nothing. I'm just making sure I don't want to have a seizure. And so I really like this because
his question to his patient was, wait, so you haven't been working, you haven't been doing life, you haven't been doing anything? And the patient said, no, I don't want to have another seizure. And he's like, so you're waiting until the next one? What do you, why?
Yeah.
And he basically, his point about it was, what he finds is that most people embrace this idea of their diagnosis, right? So oh, I'm a cancer patient, or I'm a cancer survivor, or I have epilepsy, or whatever, and today it could even be I have long COVID, because that's becoming more prevalent, so, and I think his point is that you have a choice.
Yeah, you do. So just be mindful of the words that you're using. And also, if something that you have going on in your health or your life is keeping you from trying new things, I really want you to go into this next part that I love, that he talked about the science behind visualization, the entire occipital lobe, the whole lobe in your brain dedicated to your vision. And
that's amazing. I never knew that.
And he also said, or maybe I heard this right after this and I was completely doing, confirmation bias. He said the eyes and ears see and hear. Did he say this, or did someone else say this? Anyways, I inferred it from him. Your eyes and your ears see and hear what your brain is looking for. So if your like.
Oh no, yeah, you guys talked about I'm drawing a blank on the exact term.
Reticulating activation.
Reticulating. That's right. I'm
blah,
impressed.
Blah blah. Yeah. Wow. Look what just came
Pulling
out.
it out of the brain.
Woo, my brain is really. It's because I had this coffee. Okay. So the point is, like, if you are wanting to see evidence that your life is going to be better, look for start telling yourself what good things are happening, what good things could happen.
Yeah, the reticular activating system.
Yeah.
And what he was specifically talking about was getting a red Volkswagen Golf. And he said when he bought that car, he had never heard of it before, whatever, it's just a car. But as soon as he got in the car and started driving around, he started seeing that same car everywhere else. And he was like, I'm sure these cars were here before, but how come I never really saw them before?
Yeah.
Right? And that is actually the reticular activating system. Now your brain is suddenly saying, this thing is more important than I used to consider it. So therefore, when we see it, we're going to acknowledge it.
Yeah. So you
probably have done the same with your cars too. Sure.
Oh, I did it when I had a Jeep, and I also own a Mini Cooper, and I don't even have a G-Wagon, and I see all the G-Wagons because I want one. And right now I'm visualizing one in our driveway, like where am I going to park it? And like I know my dad's going to be so mad because then he's not going to be able to pull all the way through. Anyways, but the point is, my loves, there's a whole science behind your visualization, and I really want you to listen to that part again and again, because you can teach your brain to look for the things that you want in your life that are more positive. Yeah. And we should all be doing that.
Yeah. His interview is definitely one worth saving. So in your podcast app, save that one, go back and listen to it, because what I really loved about what he was talking about was, first off, acknowledging that the main purpose of the brain, first he said the brain is the most complex, organism is the wrong word, but it's the most complex
organ, right?
Yeah, but in the entire solar system. And he said, I don't know how you measure that because I haven't visited the solar system, but your brain is more complicated than any computer, anything. It's the most complex thing. And the main job of the brain is to keep you alive.
Yeah.
Right? So that includes inhibitors, right? That includes pain, fear, all these things. It's actually built in on purpose to protect you, to keep you alive, right? Like, what is that sixth sense the spidey sense you feel when there's something and suddenly you're aware. Like, it's amazing what our brain does and how it works within our body, right? And but the problem, there can be a problem, is that we embrace those things.
Also it's like it is to hold you. He said to hold you back, like. It's literally set up to be in fear.
Yeah.
To keep you alive.
Well, I mean, think about fear of heights.
Right.
Perfect example, right? Like, I think it's very healthy to look over the edge and go, whoa.
I agree on that. But why does our brain then have a fear of public speaking? No one died from public speaking. That's like just naturally.
Right. So, I mean, yeah. But basically, your brain has these checks and balances built in on purpose to protect you, right? And the problem is that we also have a choice of what we get to focus on. And so if we focus on the fear, then what happens? It's a cycle. We focus on the fear, we focus on the fear, we focus on the fear, we focus on the fear. That's right. It's the reticular activating system. You're exactly right. If you are embracing that fear, then you will see fear everywhere. Mm-hmm. Right? Like, this is crazy to break it down this way. I'm really excited about this. Okay. So what blew my mind is, and again, he also laughed and said, I don't know how they measured this, but the studies are that the average brain has 12,000 to 60,000 thoughts in a day, right? And that is that's a crazy amount of thoughts. But he also said most of those thoughts are the same thoughts that you had the day before.
Yeah. And the day before that.
And the day before that. And the day before that. And the day before that. But he also said, and this is what was mind-blowing to me, 60 to 70% of those thoughts are negative.
Right. So this is what is so important for you to hear. 60 to 70% of your repeated thoughts are negative. So you are literally set up, like if you are tired of having negative mindset or having negative thoughts and you're getting mad at yourself, just so you know, like you're already starting in a deficit. So instead of getting upset at yourself, you get to go, oh, there's my brain doing that thing it does. Like it's not a, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not a reflection on you. Your brain is set up that way. And so it takes us to be super conscious and super aware and super on top of the thoughts that we're thinking. And we can go, oh, you know what? We're actually not having that thought anymore. Thank you so much for that. Thank you. And like move on, but don't be so hard on yourself because that's a negative thought too.
Yeah. I think the idea that, okay, more than 50% means on average, your thoughts are negative.
Yeah.
That's kind of a sad statistic, to be quite honest. But it's also a revealing statistic, and it also
it's permission.
I was just gonna say, I think that it also allows you permission. That like what I'm not saying is embrace those negative thoughts, but what I am saying is understand that it is normal for negative thoughts to go through your brain. Okay, yeah. It is normal. So if that is normal, then don't let those negative thoughts cause the guilt cycle of like, oh my God, and you just kind of spiral down and spiral down, right? Knowing that 60 to 70% of your thoughts are negative, suddenly that should actually just be freeing. It should be permission to go, hey, there's another negative thought. Okay, that negative thought happened, but like we were talking about before, when
choose a new thought.
You're more than your diagnosis.
Yeah.
So what you choose to focus on, like, okay, that's a negative thought. Got it. I'm gonna set that negative thought aside, and I'm gonna focus on something else. Well, that's a decision.
You can also like change the thought. You can go like if you're like, oh, I'm so bad at this. You can go, you know what? I actually am choosing to tell myself that I'm working on this. Like you can actually just change the thought, and it's going to take more than one time changing it, but over time, your subconscious is very malleable. You can tell it what to think.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this was like when he was talking about this, I think I started talking out loud going, what? Really? Are you kidding? Like,
you did. You were talking out loud.
Yeah. I had my headphones on. Les was like, are you on a phone call? I was like, no, I'm listening to this interview.
Yeah. Yeah. We have to he has a whole brain podcast, everyone. So we can just go listen to him, or we'll just have him back. And I just have way too many more questions.
We'll put his podcast link in the show notes.
Okay.
Yeah. So, all right, finally, let's talk about those beit action items. What bold, executable, intrinsic, or targeted action items can we take away from your conversation with Dr. Philippe Douyon?
Do you want to jump on in?
I do. I want to jump on in.
Oh my God, the way you did
You're
that.
more than willing to jump on in.
The way
two
he
inside
did
jokes.
no, we're going to have another one. The way you did that with your whole body and your tone was like a Fortune Feimster. Like it was like.
Yes.
Yes.
I love that. All right.
Have Fortune on.
I would love to have her on. That'd be incredible.
Yeah. Okay.
Get ready for some laughs, everyone. All right. So finally, my beit items. So here's the deal. We basically couldn't pick any one thing that Philippe was talking about. So we just kind of rolled them all in. Yep. So here's the deal. In summary of those negative 60 to 70% of thoughts that we were talking about, and you are not you're not your diagnosis. You can choose what thoughts to focus on, right? That reciprocal activating, whatever. Reticular, sorry, activating.
Dr. Philippe is going to be like,
he's going to be like, these guys are just botching this whole thing up.
Because I kept calling it reticulating.
The point is, you can change the way you think about things. Yeah. Okay, you actually have control over that. And that's hard, right? Because if we're caught in that negative cycle, that negative self-talk, that fear-based, where we're focusing on the negative, we're focusing on the fear, understanding and acknowledging that the fear thoughts are going to happen whether we want them to or not, right? But you can change the way you think about things by reading different material, having different experiences, surrounding yourself with different people. Okay, that is going to give you another perspective. It's going to change your perspective, right? Think about that. Let's talk about that again. One of the things that I've always talked about is that everybody should be traveling internationally. Everyone should be traveling internationally, because when you go see a different culture, you're experiencing the way that people think differently. It's just different.
Well, and you also, by the way, you end up with way less judgment around people because you understand why they make decisions when they make them. And so you're a little bit more like, oh, there must be a reason for that. You might not like the reason, but like it just makes you a more open-minded person.
Yeah.
But also like, he said, surround yourself with different people. Y'all might have to put a freaking pin on some of the negative people in your life. And it's frustrating and it's hard, but like, this is your one life.
Yeah.
This is it. Do you want to keep spending it with people who are super freaking negative? No, I don't.
It's actually really hard to remove negative people, but it's something that really will benefit you in the long run.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and then there's more. You have more.
Yeah. So anyway, read different material, have different experiences, surround yourself with different people, because when you have those different perspectives, you can then make a decision on what you want to focus on.
Yeah. And that's the coolest thing. You get to also you get to choose what you focus on.
Yep.
I mean, this one, between this interview and Casey Orvidas, like, y'all have all the tips and tools to like positive mindset your way through things and not in a woo-woo way.
And going all the way back to Amy Ledeen.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like Amy's not a doctor, but she's a survivor.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I would love to know what you're making a decision to focus on. That'd be really fun. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is so fun for me because I know that I asked a neurological doctor about Sudoku. But
he did have a laugh.
I needed to know. Curious minds, right here. Okay.
I think you told him. You said, I keep getting ads for a quiz or a thing that's going to tell me how old my brain is. Yes, and he had a laugh.
And he said, no, you don't need to do that. And I was like, okay, good. Because I hate a bunch of apps on my phone. Anyways, so how do you keep the brain healthy? Is it these brain games? Well, he has something for you, but he's an actual brain doctor, so I say yes to that.
He does have a quiz, I think he said.
It's a course or something. Yeah. Anyways, it is not Sudoku. It is not any of those games that are being launched at you because you won't pay for extra people on Best Fiends like I do. It is simply, he says, no, it's exercise every single day. Get your body moving. You guys.
Did you hear that? Say that again.
You keep your brain healthy through movement, through exercise. You have to move your body intentionally every day. Holy moly. This is amazing. So all of you should be running to sign up for Full Body in 15. And if you're listening to this after Full Body in 15, then just join us over at OPC because we literally help you move every single day. And you don't have to have access to equipment. You can just have room on the floor. And you actually, what I know about the movement is that we tell you positive things for your brain to hear during your workout so that we can help you change what you're focusing on. So we could be the people that you surround yourself with. OPC can be those people. Anyway,
that's so true.
This is a complete shameless plug, but I did not pay him to say this. And it is so true.
Oh, I was laughing because you were talking about the reticular activating system, and this actually kind of came out of the blue. Like, it wasn't like you're driving down the street looking for a confirmation of movement. You know, this is like a confirmation bias, but it's also like, it was unsolicited.
I had no idea.
Unsolicited completely.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
He could have told me we eat celery and I would have had a major problem with that. I can't even do juice.
Can you imagine? How do you make your brain, how do you keep your brain healthy? Eat celery.
I would have cried. I would have been like, nope, next. Thank you, next.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Thank you, next.
Movement
for the win. So intentional movement every day, my loves. And so if you struggle with that, if you need it, you need support with that. Hi, I'm your gal, accountability queen over here. And we are completely happy with you just doing what is possible and not like the whole freaking class if you can't do it. So how are you going to use these tips in your life? I'm Lesley Logan.
I'll tell you how I'm going to use it. I'm going to be doing the Full Body in 15 this weekend.
Yep.
This weekend.
He's also going to start doing it tomorrow. Even though that's in the past, it's now for me.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us today. We are so grateful for you and for being a listener. Tell us how you're going to use these tips. What was your favorite part of this interview? Tag the Beit Pod, tag Dr. Philippe Douyon, and let us know, let us know what you're focusing on. We want to know.
Yeah.
Anyways, we'll catch you on the next episode.
Bye for now.
That's all I got for this episode of the Be It Till You See It podcast. One thing that would help both myself and future listeners is for you to rate the show and leave a review. And follow or subscribe for free wherever you listen to your podcast. Also, make sure to introduce yourself over at the Be It Pod on Instagram. I would love to know more about you. Share this episode with whoever you think needs to hear it. Help us and others be it till you see it. Have an awesome day. Be It Till You See It is a production of As the Crows Fly Media.
It's written, produced, filmed, and recorded by your host, Lesley Logan, and me, Brad Crowell. Our associate producer is Amanda Frattarelli.
Kevin Perez at Disenyo handles all of our audio editing.
Our theme music is by Ali at Apex Production Music, and our branding by designer and artist Gianfranco Cioffi.
Special thanks to our designer Jaira Mandal for creating all of our visuals, which you can't see because this is a podcast, and our digital producer Jay Perdoso for editing all the video each week so you can.
And to Angelina Herrico for transcribing each of our episodes so you can find them on our website. And finally, to Meredith Crowell for keeping us all on point and on time.